So what I wish I knew my first week of classes at Lethbridge College was that virtually every other person that was in the exact same situation as myself was also feeling anxious, worried about meeting new people, making new friends, what on earth they were going to do when they didn't know where their classroom was, and they didn't know how they should organize their schedule and their calendar and what time they should wake up in the morning. Like literally nobody has any idea what to do. And at the time, I expected myself to know exactly what to do. And I really beat myself up about that. And I walked around for that first week thinking that there's got to be something wrong with me. Because you're looking around and everybody's walking at a fast pace with their head down like they know where they're going. Well, nobody actually knows where they're going, okay? Everybody is in the exact same situation as you. So where I went wrong is I had this really high expectation that I was just gonna roll in and know, and it was gonna be easy and awesome. And I kind of put up this wall for asking for help. And literally every person at Lethbridge College wants to help you. I've worked here, I've been a student here. I didn't realize it at the time, but once I worked here, I genuinely realized that every single staff member in this institution wants to help you succeed. So if you don't know something, it's okay, there's nothing wrong with you. Somebody else is in the exact same position as you.
I wish I knew where my classes were. I wish I was a little more prepared as to schedule and how busy my schedule was actually going to be.
Where my classes were, I was pretty much lost in my first week. I didn't know where to go, but that was my mistake because I didn't take a campus tour before classes started, so I didn't know where to go. We have a bunch of services available for students here, so I wish I had known where they were and what I could access at that week.
I wish I knew to be a better student, if that makes sense, and to reach out more and ask for help. So, and utilize the supports that are available, like the Learning Cafe and the academic strategist with accessibility.
The website part as a student, as an existing student, like the Canvas, Office 365, and My Horizon, and how to navigate even through the bookstore website to find what textbooks I needed before classes started.
I quickly learned that I had a lot of people that wanted to help me and see me succeed in my academic journey. And that started with the academic advisors when it came to selecting my program, all the way to my instructors and accessibility services and the health center.
I wish I knew and understood that everyone wants me to succeed as much as I wanted to succeed. So all of the instructors and faculty and staff and actually peers, I didn't realize until a long time after that everyone else is just trying to succeed, but a lot of people are really aware of you and what you're trying to get out of your time at Lethbridge College. The biggest challenge I faced during my first semester was definitely a social challenge. So I didn't know how to make friends and everyone was new, and I didn't know how to connect with people and hang out with people outside of school. So that was definitely the biggest challenge, was socially how to find friends.
Being a mature student. So I had to come back after 16 years of being out of school and tried to go back to school again. And it was really challenging, particularly because I have an anxiety disorder. And I had to learn how to go to school and be a single mom at the same time as manage my anxiety.
I think just learning how to use time management and juggle my time and my son and work and family, just making time for everything.
Trying to get back on track. I've been out of college for 3 years when I came to Lethbridge College, and it was hard to get back. I'm not from Canada, so taking science classes in English is not very easy. So it took me a while to figure out stuff as well in the first semester, but I did it. So
just getting into a college and trying to transition from high school to college, and then also to balance my involvement in the college with my studies.
It was a big learning curve for me. I've been out of school for 20 years, and coming back into school, I've known other mature students that have done it, so that was a bonus. But I had to kind of find that groove for myself. And then one of the challenges was, I'm in the practical nursing program. Do I do it in 2 years, or can I see if I could do it in 3 years?
I grew up in a very, very small town. There was 200 people in my town. I commuted 20 miles to a school where we had 30 people in my graduating class. And then I moved to Lethbridge, which is a very big city. And the college itself, the population of the college itself is multiple times the community that I grew up in. So I didn't know what it was like to be around a lot of people, and I didn't know how to start a conversation with somebody that I didn't know. Every conversation I had started at that point in my life, I had known that person literally since I was born because we grew up in community together. So kind of even just reaching out to ask someone a question or reaching out to be in a group with someone for a class project was a huge challenge for me. So I overcame this problem with the help of other people. It's not something that I did alone. This is another place where I was really proud, and I thought it's okay because I'm just going to get through it alone. And there was an individual, and her name was Jackie Churchello. I played basketball with the Kodiaks, so that was some place that I came and I had that little community that you kind of throw yourself in. You have something in common, so you instantly make friends there. But in school, I didn't have that. In class, I didn't have that. But Jackie was on my basketball team, and she grew up in Calgary. So she knew what it was like to be around a lot of people all the time. So Jackie, she was pretty emotionally intelligent, and she saw that in me, in our classes and in our groups, and she really reached out and pulled me in. And she would always be like, hey, Bonnie, we're studying after basketball practice over here. So any of you guys who already kind of have a little community, it would be tremendous for someone if you see somebody on the outside that doesn't have that community to invite them in because they're too scared to ask to come in.
I made goals. I made SMART goals, attainable goals. I was strict on schedule, and without that, I would be lost.
Connecting with my classmates, I've made really good friends. I'm really good friends with 4 of them, and they helped me a lot. And also my instructors for Invite Science, they are amazing. I couldn't have asked for better instructors, and they helped me a lot as well.
By getting more involved and to utilize the sports more.
Looking deeper into myself, gathering information from instructors, from the registration and career advising. So, and then looking at my schedule and what was possible. I guess one more thing, I accessed a lot of the college services that were available. There's there's a huge number of them available through the library, through health services, the food services, and even through the Lethbridge College Student Association.
On days when I felt really overwhelmed with things socially, I came here into health services, and I would actually go into the quiet room, and I would just take 10 minutes and calm down. And I found that when I was more calm at school, I was actually able to connect with people more. So I think the way that I overcame it was just relaxing, kind of leaning into it, not trying to force anything. And then I ended up just having a lot of fun naturally rather than trying to force anything.
Yeah, the second semester was definitely different. It was a lot more calm, I would say. I was into a routine, I knew my classes. I kind of got used to life on campus. Yeah, a lot calmer.
I started off just taking 2 classes at a time, doing a reduced course load just to see, like I said before, the anxiety and to see how I would do. And in the second semester, I really got comfortable and with speaking up in class and asking questions and asking for help when I needed it, as well as my writing skills improved drastically in the second semester from the accessibility services that were provided to me.
When I came here, I was an international student, so I didn't have student loans, and I didn't really have a financial plan for what I was going to do. I had savings from my summer job. I was on a scholarship with the basketball team, so I didn't really put 2 and 2 together that money was going to be a problem for me. But the problem was my first semester, I had a lot of fun, and I spent a lot of money doing not intelligent things. Eventually, I figured out that I could work on campus with a student visa, so I got a job at the Learning Cafe as a tutor. And it was really good, but a lot of times people don't want to tutor until a couple weeks of classes and they're realizing that they're falling behind. So I had a really tough month of scrounging things together to even eat and survive. But somehow I made it through that. I don't actually know how. But it was not an option to ask my parents for money. My dad told me when I moved to Canada, he was not spending his hard-earned American dollars in the Canadian economy. So I was too proud. I don't know if you guys can see a pattern here. I was too proud to ask my parents for money because they told me not to. I was too proud to, reach out and tell anybody what I was going through. So I struggled a lot in my second semester.
Yeah, the second semester was definitely easier. I took less courses as well, so that helped a little bit. Again, my friends, I made really good friends. I formed a group that we would do like all group projects together, all kind of like class assignments, we would do it together. So that helped me a lot. My friends helped me a lot through my first and second semester.
I knew a lot more people at the college, and I definitely experienced the community of the college much more.
The schedule looked a lot fuller than the first semester, but as I looked at it and realized it was a challenge, but I decided, okay, I'm not going to let the fear of this challenge overtake me. I'm going to find a positive way to go day by day and get through this. And each time, another student and I, we'd make an achievement, or we'd pass a test, we'd get an assignment done. Each one we got done, then we're like, yeah, we can do this. And then I just found halfway through the semester, I was seeking knowledge. I wanted more and more. And so it became fun.
Yeah, the second semester was a lot different. I think half the battle of being a student is just learning logistics, like where your classes are, where to find books, who to talk to for different needs that you have. And in my second semester, I had learned all of those little details. And so the next half of the challenge was just being a student and learning and focusing on my schoolwork. So it was different in that I felt more equipped with the basics, and then I was able to just focus on schoolwork.
Coming to Lethbridge College really helped me succeed in my own way by building confidence in myself, and just knowing that I had support really allowed for me to branch out and explore what I wanted to do with my future.
I built an amazing community around Kodiak's athletics, which eventually got me a job when I was done school, and I worked at the college for 3 years after that. And I made a lot of really great friends and met a lot of really great people that showed me that it's okay to ask for help.
I succeeded in my own way by not comparing myself to my fellow students or anybody else in my program. Everybody learns at their own pace. Everybody's dealing with something else. Everybody learns differently.
I like to go outside and do outdoor activities. I like to go to nature, especially being in Invite Science. I think for me it's very important to be outside, do hikes, whatever. I have times that I want to do it with my friends and I want to be together, but I also have times that I want to do stuff by myself. I want to be alone and I want to have my alone time as well. So that's for me is very important.
I succeeded in my own way by getting completely involved in the college and by really trying to help make the college a better place while still working on my studies. My friend Tara and I got involved and started the LGBTQ plus club at Lethbridge College. From there, we started our advocacy efforts and getting involved in the mental health of students. And eventually, we were very fortunate enough to be able to open the Pride Lounge.
To dig deep, to have an open mind, to learning more, and in allowing sometimes seeing things that are done a different way. It's not a bad thing. It's just everyone has a different way of doing things, and sometimes it's something I can adapt into who I am and where I'm going, and the career as an LPN. There's lots that I can adapt into my nursing practice.
I succeeded in my own way by I really surprised myself with my grades. I didn't think that I would actually be able to achieve the grades that I that I earned. So that was my biggest success, is looking back on how the hard work paid off. And in the moments when I didn't give up, even though I just wanted to go and sleep or do something fun. So looking back, my biggest success was earning those marks.
If I could pass any wisdom on to you guys, is to just not get too worried about everything being perfect, okay? Nothing is gonna be perfect. It doesn't work that way. And the thing is, it's when you're driving a car in the dark, you don't expect to see, if you're driving from Lethbridge to Calgary, you don't expect to see Calgary in the dark while you're driving. You can only see as far as those headlights are shining. And that is all you have to look at, because you cannot predict the future. You don't know what's coming up. And you know, at Lethbridge College, I took business and accounting, and I'm a carpenter now. And that does not mean that I'm not using what I learned here. I learned that I can learn anything. I learned that here. I learned that I can make community out of any place I am. I learned I can go and fit in anywhere. And those little lessons are what you guys got to pay attention to. It's not just all about the academic success. It's growing into the people that you are going to be for the rest of your life.
Wisdom to new students: take the help. Campus has a ton of resources and people willing to help you. All you have to do is just kick yourself out of your comfort zone and ask for help, because there is help everywhere.
If I could pass on any form of wisdom to new students, it would be to ask questions and reach out to those that are there to help you.
Have fun with your friends. Check for Lethbridge College student calendars events. So they will have a bunch of stuff happening over here, and they are all really nice. So check that and see what's going on at the college. We always have something going on, so make sure you check that.
Don't be afraid of what's ahead, and don't be afraid to ask for help. All the faculty, including your instructors, are there to help you succeed and to learn and to become the best student, not only student, but also as a graduate and in your career of choice. And also giving back is a wonderful way to help out as well. I volunteer with Sphere, and I volunteer with stuff at home too, and it really helps fulfilling a part of somebody else's need somehow just makes college life a lot more meaningful.
This is going to sound so cheesy, but absolutely just be yourself. And this is actually from Brene Brown, but it's something I always remind myself. And the opposite of belonging is fitting in. And so to really find your space of belonging, you can't fit in. You have to be yourself to be able to connect with people. So just be yourself, and everything is really working itself out for you. And before you know it, you'll be in a much more comfortable space.
Good luck!